Hey Aqua Nation, in 2015 I'll be teaching a new workshop called Aqua Free. I'll be posting a 5-part video for Aqua Free on the Fitmotivation website. Aqua Free will feature the instructional style known as linear progression, also called freestyle. In linear progression, a series of moves is taught without a predictable pattern. In Aqua Free, you will learn the art of creating endless base move variations. In part 1, we're going to focus on creating variations for arms. For example, let's look at a typical jumping jack. A jumping jack, typically you use shoulder abduction and shoulder adduction. Those are the traditional arms. Shoulder abduction works your medial deltoid. Shoulder adduction works your latissimus. What would happen if we changed that up? If we did a jumping jack with shoulder flexion and extension, or a jumping jack with arm curls, or a jumping jack with transverse abduction, adduction, or pressing arms, or overhead arms. Every time you change the arms, you have a new outcome. New muscles are being recruited. It's a new jack. You could create 20 to 30 new jumping jacks just by creating new arms for the jack. Now we're moving on, and we're going to be doing elbow flexion and extension. This is bilateral symmetrical. And then it's bilateral reciprocal. And then it's unilateral, one arm at a time while you're doing that cross-country ski. All of them have different outcomes, working biceps and triceps, 3 different arm patterns you can do with a base move. Now we're going to change our base pattern to a jog and introduce new arm variations. Once again, a nice little sampling of different base patterns, changing up the arm patterns. So once again, we can have 3 different jacks with shoulder flexion and extension. Bilateral symmetrical, bilateral reciprocal. We call that a jack with ski arms, and that's a motor skill challenge too. Or we could just do unilateral shoulder flexion and extension. So there's 6 new jacks we're up to. Going back to double arm, to the side 2 times, and then 4 times single. 4 and 3. We're cutting these repetitions down. Now both arms pressing front, both arms pressing side, and then 2 singles. This is your final cut. You should never feel limited in your moves. When you learn how to do something as simple as changing a base move, such as jogs or skis, over 20 times by changing the arms, you'll never run out of moves to do. We can't let ourselves get bored or burned out. Our job is too important. Our students depend on us to keep them motivated and fit. In part 2 of Aqua Free, we will focus on creating base move variations with travel and directional changes. Stay tuned.